Hey guys, what's going on? Another episode of the Dirt Rowdy Nation, the Pit Stop. Well, I should say Syrup Rowdy Nation tonight. But here I am at Marion tonight with my new co-host, I should say my new permanent co-host here, Squirrel now, or I call him Squirrel Nuts, whatever may come to pass. But how you doing tonight, Squirrel?
How you doing?
Another fine night. So, all right, guys. So we're in a different element here tonight. We are on some syrup, some, I like to say, stone, asphalt, whatever you want to call it. But we got a lot of guests here tonight, guys. So I'm going to go around the table. I'm going to have Squirrel go ahead around the table here and introduce everybody.
This is Brady. He's our event promoter. Alex Holders, he's Canadian, comes down and runs all our indoor program. I was a name tag? Yeah, apparently. He just kind of sat there sad. That's Nate Dressman. He's from Fremont, longtime kart racer. Sean Cluck, longtime kart racer. And Charlie Schultz, longtime everything racer.
All right. So how you guys doing tonight?
Fantastic.
So far, so good. I got a beer.
Oh, you got beers. You guys got beverages? I mean, all was good. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and start up right here. So what is this race out here tonight? What is going on out here tomorrow night?
So it's indoor go-kart racing on syrup, on concrete. It was started years ago and just kind of progressed, brought it back. Syrup racing, we spray Coke syrup down on the floor. This year we used Dr. Pepper, but we spray it on the floor and then build some rubber up, and it makes it a wonderful track. So we've got a good track here tonight that we had at practice.
All right. I got to come in and see a little bit of this. So this is kind of a different atmosphere. I'm used to the dirt world here, and I'm kind of feeling out of my element here. And obviously, Squirrel Nuts brought me down here. So, Squirrel, why don't you enlighten us? What's like? How big is this event here?
So this is the fourth year of this event
This
back.
is the fourth year that I've done it.
So being the fourth year, we wanted to make this one big, just based off the fact of the Triple Crown that came around. So that was an idea between Braden and Larry Bowes, who used to promote here as well, and basically make a point series between Fort Wayne, the Hog Barn down in Columbus, and here. So we wanted to make sure that this was big because we want indoor racing to continue. For a short time, it started to kind of die off, and we started losing places to go. And there's still groups of us out here that really, really want to continue on with this every winter long.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and start putting some people on the hot seat. So you're the Canadian, right?
I am. I'm a Canadian.
So why don't you tell us about yourself, buddy?
So yeah, we've been racing for concrete indoors since 2014 now, so this is year 12. And we started off going to Michigan Series. That was the first year we ever went, and we didn't know shit. And we sucked for probably 3 or 4 years, our first 3 or 4 years doing it. And then we ventured out into Ohio, into the Hog Barn, and then once it closed, we started going anywhere and everywhere we could just to race. We started going out to Allentown, Pennsylvania, Atlantic City, Syracuse. We went to Iowa 1 year. And it's nice to be able to come back only 3 hours from home rather than 12 hours from home to be able to race for a weekend.
I can accept that. All right. So Dressman, is it? See, I got it right.
You should know the Dressman name.
I'm still new to getting names. I'm still putting faces to everything.
Don't be hard on him. Someone was paying attention.
This old man has been around for a few
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I think I got a Dressman actually bracelet on. Yeah, I do. So, I got a Dressman. So why don't you tell us about yourself, buddy?
Yep, I started racing as a kid here 30 years ago, probably now, for Ron Chafin and my dad, really. I told these guys I had pictures of us here at Marion 30 years ago when it was put on or whatever.
That's so cool. I love you.
Yeah,
love seeing all the old
I'll
videos.
bust those out tomorrow. I have them in my war wagon and stuff. So excited to be here, excited it's return. You can see that they're putting a lot of hard work in. You can see the effort. The track was ready to go when we got here. You didn't have to wait a couple hours for anything to come around. Pretty neat. So pretty excited to be back in Marion, that's for sure.
Awesome. All right, boss. Your name and see, I can't remember everything too. So
Yeah, my name's Sean Cluck. I'm from Fremont, but I got kind of a late start in kart racing. I probably started when I was about 20. And then I started racing for Paul and Andrew Weaver. I did that for probably 4 or 5 years, and then I got hooked up with Nate and we've been doing this package stuff for about, so this is our 6th, 7th season.
Yep.
Yeah, and we've just been progressing and just building a program. We just do it every winter now. Chasing Nate after racing.
Funny you say Paul Weaver because we've actually followed him on at Fremont Racetrack, and he's actually up there for all-time winningest. And actually, your driver actually that you're rooting for is actually in the lead for that right now. But it's kind of coincidence there that you say that. I've always seen his driving awesome, and that's awesome that you got hooked up with him at that point. All right, boss, and your name?
Charlie Schultz. I'm from Lorraine, Ohio. I was a long-time competitor here. Actually used to race against his dad here back in the early 90s. I started racing in the junior class when I was 12 when Larry Bowes promoted it. And then progressed up through the years, up through the 90s, and then obviously it died out here. And then, when Braden brought it back originally the first year, it came back. I was fortunate enough to win a feature here. So I got to win old school and new school both. And then this year, Braden asked me to come back as race director. Okay. So a little bit different capacity for me. Obviously, I know how the indoor stuff works. I know what it takes to get to the front. I know that it can be a little rough, a little tumble in here. So it's going to be a little bit of a judgment call sometimes, but hopefully I don't piss off everybody tomorrow. I'm sure there's going to be some hurt feelings.
I mean, as a race director, you know that at some point you're going to get somebody. I mean,
I've been called way worse.
And especially on small places like this, you're asking for it, so to speak, because it's so tight. There's such close quarters racing all the time.
Yeah.
Even when the leader gets out and gets away, he's in traffic. So it's immediate. You're around people, and it's hard to be smooth, like what Charlie's saying there. It's going to make his day really difficult.
I'm okay. I'm up
One
for
of
the
the
challenge.
reasons I picked Charlie, because he's raced here many times, won some features, and raced a little bit of everything. And thought it was kind of cool for somebody that races to be put inside of the race director's shoes, so they can kind of see that, and experience that too. So Charlie's cool enough to do it.
well, Squirrel, I'm going to let you handle the first question. I'm going to go check and see what questions we got on the tech right now.
All right. So, I guess I know my reasons why I continue Coke Syrup racing. Like, I think this is the baddest shit there is. Like, it does not get any more aggressive. Like, I was 3/4 of a second off in my open and thought I was just the coolest dude coming off the floor because I was all in the right gear, bouncing around like a late model. Like, I thought I was cool. But what brings you guys back every single year? What makes you guys want to have an indoor program?
Yeah, one, it turned into, for him and I, doing more than going racing is doing something with your buddy alone. The memories you make, you can't put a price on it, right? That being able to come do all this every winter, winter by winter, we build our program little by little. He laughs when we leave certain places. He's like, if people knew how little that you did this with, or what make do with what you have, he's like, they would crap to believe it. Everyone thinks you have to have a big tire budget, all kinds of stuff to come in here. I'll just say it. At Columbus, I never refinished the tires before we even went. I handed them to him. They were blue. I'm going to put these on. He put them on and ran them in both classes all day. Never took them off. And come in and it looked like I just got done grinding them, getting them ready for the feature. So right. That it's putting people's face that you got to have new tires nonstop, and while you do got to have fresh tires and good tires, you don't need to have a trailer full.
Absolutely.
So that's the nice part about coming concrete place.
That's part of the reason why we keep doing it still is because the upkeep costs any racing to get involved, to get started with it. There's that initial investment to get going. But your upkeep on concrete is nothing compared to anything else. Like, we're running on, your guys' go-kart's what, 12 years old? My go-kart's 20 years old, and I ain't doing anything to it year after year. We're just keep running it and keep running it. Same thing with tires. I was making fun of a guy named Doug Sturley. We were racing with him down in Atlantic City. He whooped our ass out there, but I was making fun of him. He's like, he made a post the week of the Rumble, and he's like, I need 16 sets of right side burst tires ASAP. And I knew he needed it for the Rumble. I'm like, no, you don't. No, you don't. And it's just, people have such a misunderstanding of what you need to do to be fast out here. I'll admit, for me to run this year, it cost me $200 on tires to run this whole winter. And that's just this is my 4th weekend racing Burris tires, and that's what I spent this winter to run Burris for indoor races.
I feel like, to me, over the years, obviously we did it a long time ago in the 90s.
Yep.
In the 90s, you really didn't have much prep. You maybe had goat. That was about it.
Yep.
To me, the tire prep has changed so drastically, especially in the last probably 15 years, to where you can run that same tire for a whole weekend or a whole day and not kill the tire.
Agreed. To your point, there, you only had one prep then. Now you
Yeah.
can kind of manage it.
Yep.
If you're getting too aggressive, you can notice it, back off. If you're not,
Yeah.
you can get more aggressive. Yeah. So you can manage your tires, absolutely.
So what is your guys' opinion? Because this is Cluck and Smolder's first time ever here in Marion. What is your guys' opinion now that you've been on the track? I know you got about 30 feet of test.
He got to pull out the pits once.
He looked damn fine.
I thought
doing
he had
it,
a great
too.
computer.
There to there was
Some of the
crisp.
things we work on and get out of the way is where we pull on the track, how to come off.
Yeah, that's our
Yeah, I got that.
Sometimes you just have to show up and work on the basics.
So he's going back to basics, basically.
Yeah.
Big time.
I thought he was going to come out with a couple of the juice box cars.
That's probably would have kept the chain on. I mean, enlighten us what happened here. I mean,
Yeah.
so, you know. It's something, it's a new track, so we just, the gear that we run,
Barely bigger than the chain guard. So as he,
One
once he
of
made
the
his
things
first
we
corner,
did make it a little bit bigger than we had in the past. It's back to the original size that I assume Larry Bose and I know Kenny Reese when he started it had it. But we had made it smaller in the past. I don't remember how or why we did that, but we decided to make it the full size. So
okay. Yeah, I made a million laps around here with Larry Bose in his black car. He had a black We'd come help him set the track up, and I get in the passenger seat, and we'd be burning laps around here all the
And
time.
you ran when it still had the guardrail around the inside.
I did.
Oh,
Yeah.
See, we touched on that.
The wood guard.
The pits were
I've only
right
seen
Yeah,
pictures of
I
it,
used to.
and it
My dad and I
scared me
used
to
to
look
pit.
at the pictures.
My dad and I used to pit right down there in turns 3 and 4, right against the guardrail.
That's funny. I come off the corner. I don't know if it was heat race feature. It's been too long ago, but I come off the corner over there, and you couldn't see anything because everyone was along the inside.
Everybody's
of the
standing
guardrail.
along the
And
inside.
I was leaving. I come out of the corner, and there were lap cars sitting there. And like, what do? You just don't lift at that point. Try to drive through it. There's nowhere to go. It was completely blocked at the time. Yeah.
To me, this
It all
place.
happened so fast.
To me, this place, growing up here, when you had the concrete outside barriers and you had the guardrail around the inside, the first time I went to Oswego Speedway in New York in a Super, it was like, everyone's like, oh man, this place is so intimidating. I'm like, you guys haven't raced Marion like years old, Marion. I would scare the crap out of you. And this is nothing here. They've got foam blocks here now.
My father-in-law raced here for Jeff Baker, and they just practiced the thing, and Tate had raced super
Oh, yeah.
modifieds and stuff throughout the years, and he's like, I thought I was really good. He goes, and I went out at Marion, and I was like, holy crap, that wall has to be 15 foot tall.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks a lot shorter than it
That's
was when
what
I was
he
12.
I don't think I'll ever forget that the first time I pulled out here, got up near the wall, and I'm like, oh wow, this would really suck. There is no leaving the suck. This just sucks.
Yeah.
But it's super intimidating. But it's a cool. That's always what you used to hear about Marion. You always used to hear about how intimidating the walls were. And obviously, when you're building a facility that is already preset.
Right.
I mean, they run monster trucks in here. They run dirt bikes in here. They do crash shows, gun shows. We don't get to change what that stuff is.
Right.
So you get the element of, oh shit, oh, that's what we have to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's kind of it's cool to see that come back though too, because now all the people that are in the pits, nobody really has raced here.
Right.
Except for if they came the last 3 years.
Yep.
So now it's that whole new cycle again.
I told my son before we came, make sure when we're exiting the corner, we're starting the day, we exit in the middle of the corner. Don't even get close to it. You touch it and it ruins your weekend.
Yep.
Just stay away from it. We'll work towards it as we keep going.
I feel like this place, over the, growing up here, younger, racing, and as intimidating as it was, this place, along with the old hog barn in Columbus, I feel made me the better racer that I was.
Yeah.
It made me not afraid to do some things outside.
Yep.
And I think that still speaks volumes today.
So Brett Stratford races at Oswegan Speedway now, and Nate Bevard went there to help him, like sometime in end October or September, somewhere in there. I happened to be watching because two of my friends are there racing, so I'm watching. I can't remember exactly what happened. You go back and find the video, but on the last lap, I don't remember if Brett like door banged the guy or if the guy went to pass him and Brett just shut the door on him or whatever it was.
That's probably Brett was fit.
Whatever. Brett gets out and he cheers, and I was sitting there with him, and I'm like, that's Columbus. Like, that's just different mentalities of driving. That is growing up racing indoors versus the guy who got hit or whatever. He was pissed, but that he had never raced indoors, so he wasn't used to it. Or wasn't ready for it.
It's a full contact sport.
That's right.
Well, what is it? What's the term? Rubbing is racing, guys. I mean,
Yeah, especially here.
Yeah.
I mean, I've actually gone up to Lucas County, and that was my first asphalt race I actually got to commentate for. And I will never forget that on the last lap, the guy decided that he wasn't going to do a slide job. He was just going to ram him and get him out of the way. And he won the race. So when I went and did the interview, and I was like, so were you watching Days of Thunder? He's like, he was in my way, so I had to make a hole. And I'm like, okay, well, when you get a black guy at the end of the day, I don't want to. You're gonna get busted up, and I'm just gonna walk away and say, hey, you took it to the track.
There was plenty of times there was fights back here in the hallways, back in that back room back there. I can remember guys arguing back there. Probably Ron chasing.
Oh, I'm sure of it.
Back there yelling at somebody.
We're gonna make it a rule so it has to happen on the front stretch like every other race.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
Set the rule like it's got to happen on the front.
Right here.
Right here. It's got to happen on the front stretch.
I mean, I know you guys. I know the fans want to see a fight, but it's like
That eliminates a lot of it. If you say bring it to the front stretch, it usually calms it down.
Come on, nope, let's do it.
we're not going backstage here. We're gonna go.
What do you
Did somebody get fined at the Chili Bowl for that?
Fighting on the front stretch?
Not fighting on
Oh,
the
Fighting up the hill.
in the hill, yeah.
That's what I'm
The rest of
saying.
the week.
So I guess I missed the smaller guy here. What do you think of this place?
I was nervous coming into it. The biggest thing I was worried about was how tight the turns are with us when we're at speed. Was when you come out of the corner, you're bottomed out on your turn and making that corner. That was my biggest worry, was like we're using the entire racetrack at all times. And I felt today after hot laps, I'm like, I'm not. For me to be laying down consistent lap times, I could come out, exit the corner in the middle, which is where you need to exit to be making passes on people. So I was really impressed actually as to how well I'm expecting it to race tomorrow. I'm thinking it's going to be a lot better than what I originally thought coming into this weekend.
I think it comes to track prep too. You
Yes.
guys did an awesome job getting prepped through the week.
Yeah, we did. We tried some new things this year, and it seems like it helps. So.
To have this track for Friday night practice.
Yeah.
This
Especially with not taking anything away from the Carl's Cup guys, but a big thing to building a good racetrack is going to be the racers being able to do their tires properly for it. Not taking anything away from the Carl's Cup guys, but they don't run concrete. They maybe don't know what they need to be doing to their tires. And for us to be able to build a track like this with people who aren't doing the right stuff to their tires, that's pretty good for Friday.
And I will say that this track has obviously got enough grip in it right now that there's going to be some boys that are in trouble tomorrow because they don't have nearly enough upside.
I went back at the back and I was like, I know what I ran last year. There was differences in the track last year. And I was like, okay, I know what I'm going to take back. And I went out and I was like, oh shit, I'm in trouble. So they're like, well, what do you think? You don't look bad. And I'm like, I just got lapped in practice while I was lapping people. Like, I've never been so mid-pack slow shit in my life, but start piling left to it. Like, last year, I don't want to say the track was bad, but it wasn't fantastic. And I was down here on dirt numbers for left. And people were messaging me, asking me, what do you think? And I said, man, last year I was on dirt numbers. Run dirt numbers. Well, all the people that were back there joking about right now, they're probably listening to me.
That's the guy that's on two wheels.
Yeah, exactly. And the whole time he's probably sitting there and he's like, squirrel.
Rowdy.
So what made you want to bring this back?
I've always been around racing. My dad, he races super modifieds with the OSS Super Modified Series. I think I said that right. But we've always ran sprint cars, and then I ran a go-kart track for years, and just hearing about the stories here, running that go-kart track that I ran in Cardington for years, and like I said, just hearing the stories of this place, and it just seemed like a place where people wanted to be, where we could have a good show. And like I said, over the years, I've been just trying to make it better each year. We did it in 2018 and 2019, and then COVID, and we kind of took about 5 years off and regrouped, but I think we've come back decently strong. We're trying. So like I said, just then it's the stories. I've heard so many great stories. Charlie's stories. Talked to Kenny Reese for hours. So guy can tell stories. Talked about his 3-to-1 super modified that he built back in the 70s. And just this is a great stories, and just build some new memories for people here. So I've been in cars. I've drove my dad's Super. I've raced at Fort Wayne with the AJ Lasecki's Kart one year. So I've done it all myself, and I enjoy the promotion side just about as much as I enjoy being in it. So I like watching people have a good time.
Yeah, I'll say that too, because you asked me, just some questions. I mean, we've chatted for the past 4 years, and then it turned into us talking every day.
Yeah.
Now, like I was thinking earlier when I was struggling, I was like, you know what? That promotion role was a hell of a lot more fun. but it's cool because I promote that Champ Kart series, but we show up to a facility, it's ready.
It's ready. It's there. We spent we've been here since Wednesday just working on this, trying to get it ready and just so.
And even the stuff that I've learned, just, man, I never would have thought that that's what you would do, or, oh, this is the process, or that's the process. And to see it all come together, like this is one of the best indoor tracks I've seen on a Friday night anyway, and we've been all over the country. I've made great memories with all these guys. Like we went to Iowa, we went, Hog Barn, we went to Fort Wayne, we went all over.
I've went a lot of different tracks with Charlie. We've done some all over, and we've had some sloppy ones.
I'm gonna throw a red flag here. Who's the better racer now?
Sure the hell ain't me.
That was the segment of Stir the Pot, guys.
I mean, I'm surprised the table didn't get flipped.
Charlie's probably got the most experience.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've probably got the most experience. I mean, I've raced super modifieds, 410 pavement sprint cars, TQ midgets.
What haven't you
modifieds.
raced?
Yeah, I mean,
for real,
a front wheel drive.
That's the only thing
That's
you haven't
a
raced.
Crown Vic.
Well,
That's a
starter
class.
Yeah.
I mean, I think for these guys, watching these two guys, everybody here, there's a lot of potential for these guys to continue on in their careers if the opportunity presents itself. I was very fortunate in my career that I was able to get into a lot of other people's cars, drive for a lot of different people over the years, and have a lot of success. And I really think that because of this place and Columbus, that's why.
Okay.
To add to what he said, you could go to multiple racetracks across the country and find someone in charge, or someone that's winning, or someone running up front, and you can tie them back to Marion and Columbus. They go right from there. And I'm talking like Brett did Oshweekend. You can go anywhere, and it's your go-kart buddies that are usually.
That's cool.
There's a kid, Zach Axelin, works for Downey Shops.
Yeah.
That,
I mean, he was
has for
killer
years.
indoors at Fort Wayne. Yeah, I mean, there's so many guys that are in the racing, I'll call it the racing business, that got their start indoors. Went on to other things.
And I can even remember as a kid, like Mo Lilji and guys would come here in the winter just to stay sharp. Or like guys that would race up in the summer would come here in the winter just to stay sharp and try to sharpen their skills. Or times went on and they don't.
That's
do
why
that.
I always did it. Just to keep sharp.
Yeah.
Because we do outdoors the first race in April or May, and them guys have all been sitting on the couch for 6 months. And
I'm bored by February. Ready to do something like crazy.
We do it opposite. We race on winter.
I don't get that option because I was on a race team, so I always had to wait till when the weather broke, and we're like, okay, we can go racing, and they're like, I'm like, can I go wrench? And they look at me like, no. You're not touching the truck. You're just gonna watch.
This will be coming up 5th year on helping my dad on the sprint car. And to your guys' point, you stop. This will be my 5th year helping my dad on the sprint car. Yep, full time. But you stop at the end of September, and then you get like a month, and we start with this, and then I'm on until February or whenever this is done, and you get a month, and then you're on.
That's exactly how it is. My brother's got a stock car, and we'll put go-karts will go away next week, exactly how they come off the track. They'll come out probably mid-September. We'll look, see what we need to get, what we broke.
What's tore up? Hey, Clark, what are you up to? Yeah, the end of August.
How you been? How's your
What do we
great
know
help?
It's funny too. Time goes so fast because I won't see him. It'll be like this race will get over, and I won't see him until time to start again.
Yep.
Well, and I think it's neat because you guys are saying that, you did it to keep sharp. But there's guys, I know of a 410 driver, Zeth Sabo up at Fremont. He was talking to Sean Valenti. Sean ran for me at Fort Wayne with a Predator, and Zeth looked at him and said, "No, you are nuts." And that's...
Don't they know you're in the middle of doing something? Jeez. Unless it's your family calling.
It is not. But it's kind of neat to hear someone who I've watched run a 410, and I mean, he throws his balls over his shoulder, and that's just straight up how he drives. And for him to look at a Predator kart and say, "You are insane,"
I just seen
that blows my mind.
I told you there's a picture of me and Cap Henry and Ron Steeman over there.
Yeah.
I just seen Cap about a month ago, and he said, "I see people run go-karts at Fort Wayne, and I think you're nuts." What makes you?
I would agree. I think we all have to be insane. I mean, I'm insane to do it, and you guys are insane to run on it. So
We actually just talked to John Ivy, Kelsey Ivy, and Tyler Schulich, who just ran there, and they said they're like, you're either going to go balls to the wall or you're going to walk out in the cast. And I've never seen it, but I'm like, I've just heard horror stories. I'm like, yeah, I'm never going to.
I have a quick funny story. So a couple years ago, I got the opportunity to run a TQ midget in Syracuse indoors. And Otto Sitterly, who's won multiple track championships at Oswego, won the Oswego Classic many times, won a lot of modified races. We run into each other there, and I start talking to him. I said, "Have you ever run TQ indoors before?" And he goes, No, that's my first time. I said, "Well, see those doors over there?" And he goes, "Yeah." I said, "You better leave your feelings right over there." I said, "They do not give a shit who Otto Sitterly is." And sure enough, Friday night, he crashed 2 or 3. I think every time he was on the racetrack, he crashed. And he didn't even come back Saturday. He called the guys, was like, "I'm done. I'm putting gas in."
Well, and I can't think of how many people I've heard from that week, I'm mid-30s, and don't want to say I'm old, but thinking of the people like that you would hear of that were heroes to me that ran here, and even now, like, I think Cap was the winningest sprint car driver in the country last year, or what?
Yeah,
Like,
close.
so he was one of the winningest. I think he was the All-Star champion. That dude cut his teeth here.
Right.
John Ivy's still, I don't want to say he's like not experienced. He's still killing us in everything. It's not very seasoned.
He's a friend of the show, so just remember.
He's a well-seasoned veteran.
But he'll hop in anything. Like, I just spoke with, I forget who I was talking to earlier. If John Ivy is coming to race an Open, you lay money on it. Like that is the one guy, because I think in 20 years I've seen that man get beat 5 times in an Open.
that's the thing. John Ivy's pretty much always came to every single one of the races that I've had too. So
Johnny's been a huge mentor in my racing too. Like when I started racing with Weavers, I was hand in hand with Johnny, and he pretty much taught me how to race indoors. And a lot of my success indoors.
Yeah, he's got a few laps.
Yeah, just a few.
I'm pretty sure I raced against John in the stock appearing class here in like '94. Oh, wow. And he was old then.
So I get a text message from John. Are you guys calling me old? Well,
No, experience. I'm sorry,
experience.
Yeah,
You're an experienced driver.
Johnny, my dad, and Paul, we were all graduated high school together. And,
Really?
Yeah, they all graduated.
I did not know that.
Yeah, then my dad and Paul ran a business together for like 15 years together after that.
Oh, that's so
construction
fun.
business. But I seen them here, the 3 of them. Yeah, it was all the time.
And that's what's cool about this whole deal. Like, especially with John, like a lot of people, you look at people like Ty Majeski. Ty Majeski used to be a badass on syrup.
Yeah.
And then obviously went on and has never come back. You look at John, like, he's running dirt trucks. He'll run a 410, a 305, an Open. It does not matter. John Ivy, like, you're going to pay taxes. You are going to die. John Ivy is going to win on syrup races. Like, that's what's going to happen. But it's so cool to see all the the badass names that we looked up to, or I looked up to, or I hear about now, that have been in this Coliseum and have won. But even, it's not even about winning here. Like, you're just surviving.
Yeah, you survived. You race here, you survived the Coliseum.
Yeah, that's for sure.
That should be a T-shirt. You survived
I
the
know.
call. I'm gonna check and see if we got any questions, guys.
And I think that's...
What's
up, John? It's okay. It was funny because I rolled out for practice, and it was all open practice today. So I went to roll out, and I'm like, I'm in a Predator. Okay, no problem. Heard a motor fire up. I look back at Johnny, and he just did this. And I'm like,
All 8 cylinders back there behind you.
right. So I just patted on the Predator, and I'm like, you just calm down, little buddy.
right.
It's gonna hurt. Don't worry about it.
All right, so we got River Valley Racers Hangout said, good evening, guys.
Oh, I just did a podcast with them.
Yeah,
Saturday. Last Saturday. Yeah.
They'll be here tomorrow taking some photos and stuff, so I might do some interviews with some people.
All
I got
right.
a question for anyone that wants to. What do you guys think about the Triple Crown? Do you think that was a good idea? I think that we should continue and try to grow that as far as
100%. I think it was a great idea.
Yeah.
Yes.
It gets people to commit to
Right.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, we used to have a point series for indoor racing.
Yeah.
This is neat to be able to go to a few different tracks.
Right. I like the idea. So
The trophies are cool. You go
I've
get-
never been a runner for points until this jackass sends me the flyer. Canada versus US. You're like, oh, fuck, now I gotta try. Now I gotta put in effort to this weekend. God damn.
So
I gotta show up.
it was so funny because I was like watching the whole USA Canadian hockey thing, and I don't like hockey's cool, I guess. Like,
It's indoor racing.
It is. Right.
Hockey is indoor
similar,
racing.
very
Throw an elbow in their face and keep skating.
A little bit of boxing.
Yeah,
You know?
I am like computer stupid, and I'm like, I don't download ChatGPT. You know, like I'm so computer stupid, I still think.
Wow.
But
You know it is free.
I was sitting there, right. So I'm like, ChatGPT, what can I make that's funny? Because I'm the smart ass of the group. USA versus Canada, and I'm going to make it the go-kart flyer for this weekend because of Cluck and Smolders. And then I'm like, man, we can rev this up. So I went and bought an American flag because if Cluck wins, I'm just going to hang over the side of the fence, you know, start chanting USA. He comes over and he's like, I'm going to bring a Canadian flag.
They're both up there.
We got them. Yeah. So, like, it kind of started off as, oh, hey, this is kind of funny, to it's actually kind of bringing some heat to it.
Now you guys are both in the points battle for
At this point, it's whoever beats whoever.
whoever finishes first.
So, as a race director, if I put both of you tail, is that going to make it more or less entertaining?
I guarantee you that'll make it more.
That case, it might just be whoever finishes the fucking race.
But no, I want to touch base on that Triple Crown too. Like, so now that we have the hog barn back, like a lot of people, I don't want to say a lot, but some people had to travel because these are specific programs.
Right.
And so people started traveling. I mean, you guys have been to Syracuse. You know, that's what a 7, 8, 9 hour ride. You know, Iowa's the same deal, and that's a real cool event. But again, it's a 9-hour drive. You know, now that we have this idea of not so much like a lot of people hate points. They hate the idea of points racing, but it gives commitment to, hey, we're going to have a program to come back to locally.
Right. It's an incentive for people to show up.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that we were very lucky for a number of years in this area that we had so many concrete races available to us, whether it was here, Columbus, Fort Wayne, and then you brought up the Michigan deal, you know, when Jack Ritter and them guys started that deal, you know, that was real successful for a number of years. And I mean, I think there was 1 or 2 winners. I ran as many indoor races as I did outdoor races.
Yeah. We're going everywhere.
You know, I mean, Flat Rock or Grand Rapids, Flint. I mean, there was 5 or 6 races up there, and then you had 6 or 8 races here in Ohio.
Yeah.
And then you had Fort Wayne. So I think we were very blessed to have that. And now that you guys have done that Triple Crown deal, and it's getting people to recommit, I I think is going to hopefully help the future indoor racing.
And that's what people think. They think dirt programs and concrete programs, but there's dirt indoor arenas now. But I feel like those are kind of tailing off because people are tearing a bunch of stuff up.
Yeah.
So like if we keep pushing concrete, having more events, I just think more people are just going to
I find the only time people tear stuff up on concrete is when they don't know.
Yeah.
As long as they can find someone to be there, like, whatever you do, do not go out on the track with that on the go-kart.
Right.
Because you're going to tear shit up doing that.
Or yourself.
Or you're going to hurt yourself, yeah. And that's the biggest thing I find with concrete racing is there's not many people out there that are helping new people get in and offering that support to them to. Because if someone shows up to a racetrack and they're 7/10 off pace, what's going to make them want to come back?
Right.
Why are you going to want to keep going back to racing? You're not showing any improvement over the weekend because you just don't know.
I mean, that's probably how you felt after today.
Hey, there's nowhere but up to go. There's nowhere but up.
Maybe that's salt to that wound there.
No, but I agree.
still want to show it.
You're right. Oh, yeah.
Oh, look, we showed up.
Oh, it doesn't run.
Add drama to the weekend. The Americans are struggling.
The guy that's in a points battle didn't get very much practice.
He's over here, being Canadian, probably apologizing for their shit breaking already.
Trying to help us fix it.
Sorry.
Yeah, when he yelled at you earlier, then he was like, "Oh man, I'm sorry." So I was really out of line there.
That
I'm
was
sorry.
my bad.
He comes walking over with a bottle of maple syrup. I know he's coming to apologize.
That's bad. Peace offering there,
We only accept Molson's at our church.
No, but I agree. I think the Triple Crown is a very good thing. And really the counts have shown it. That I think people were waiting on some form of commitment. Because when we did lose the Hog Barn, you had 2 local indoor shows.
Right.
I mean, and by local, I'm meaning, say Central Point is Findlay, Fremont area, hour and a half down here, an hour and a half, 2 hours west.
Yeah.
Now, people are seeing the commitment of, oh, it's worth it for me to buy left rears. It's worth it for me to do these things. We had the best car count of Fort Wayne in how many years? And yes, the Hog Barn was down, but
It was up from what I expected. It outdid what I was
I think
expecting.
the Sunday
A long time.
yeah, it was their first time for a long time. It was the first time on the quarter midget track. Nobody knew what was going on. For the first time in I don't know how many years, an indoor event got canceled because of that snowstorm.
Rescheduled, yeah.
Rescheduled on top of Super Bowl Sunday.
Yep.
Which is another thing that's tough with the indoor deal because you're at the mercy of the buildings. It's not like we can just roll out to our backyard or roll over to a racetrack and say, hey, we're going to take the race this week.
And you touched on it, racing on the quarter midget track. Nate, I don't know if you're old enough. Did you ever run the original Hog Barn? Okay, so I'm obviously old enough that I raced the last time they raced in the old in the old building. I did. I had stone wheels. I started.
Did you cut those too?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Corner cuts,
Like you said, he's not old, it's just experience.
It's the experience.
Out there is like an Egyptian with a chisel, behind the shoulders.
But that's what we raced was the original quarter midget track. So one weekend was quarter midgets, the next week was one of Larry's shows at Columbus, and I mean when they called it the Hog Barn, it literally was. I mean you literally pitted in stalls. I mean there was hog shit on the floor. That was your tire prep, basically. But I can remember racing that event, and it was a tight racetrack, but it was a good race. And I was unfortunately in Florida that weekend, but from everything I read on the internet, that the quarter midget track at Columbus provided some good kart racing.
Yeah.
I think it was your post that you said that was probably one of the most technical tracks you had run.
So the biggest thing I was worried about there was the same thing. I figured we'd be using the entire racetrack to make it through the turn. Like you'd be hitting the wall in the center of the straightaway, like that'd be the peak of your turn, and then you'd start turning back in. But the proper line there was you were 2 kart lengths off the wall going down the straightaway if you were hitting your line right. That's where you wanted to be. Okay. So that allowed for somebody to make a mistake and you to be able to go under them running your normal line. And it made for amazing racing without having to shove somebody out of the way or dirty them like crazy to get by.
Agreed. Yeah, provided really good racing.
Yeah, and I think with that, you know, yeah, the count was down, if you want to call it down, but it's a Sunday, a Super Bowl. It had all these things against it.
If you compare it to the other indoor races we go to, like you said, Syracuse, New York, and all those,
Syracuse is only up because they got 40 fucking classes over 2 days.
We're potty mouths.
Yeah, you guys better behave.
But I mean, and that's true too. Like with this, when I first put the class list together, there was 21 classes, and I'm like, dude, 21 classes. Like I can see why fans don't want to come. And then I started looking at it, and I'm like, well, when you start adding in like quads and dirt bikes, and okay, then the go-kart class thing comes out, because I feel like karting is a struggle to be a spectator sport, because you hear people go, well, I only want to go to the car races and see 3 classes.
Right.
And then you put up a kart, like a big kart dirt show, and you see warm-up, green plate, light, Hoosier,
Hoosier right, Max
no
is left.
entries.
No payback.
And then there's like 3 or 4 variations of the same exact division, and that makes it hard for the spectator. And when you look at this, you're like, okay, there's your basics. You have a medium and a heavy. You've got opens. You've got some kids. You've got this juice box thing that's taken off for the little kids. Like that's awesome.
Yep.
And then you start diving into, we have this Carl's Cup deal. It's 1,000 to win opens. It's like the old school, no-nose, hard-nose racing. You've got quads. You've got mini bikes. Nobody around here does that. That's very Battle of the Barn-esque. And, those things are cool out there. So I think this is more aimed at a spectator version than a standard go-kart race.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All concrete shows to me are events. Other than the hog barn. The hog barn's a race. Every single other concrete show I've ever been to is an event. And you gotta, when you're doing an event versus a race, your priority is making it good for the racers.
Yeah.
An event, you gotta take in consideration the fans, the spectators, and what they want to be seeing.
Absolutely.
And that's my goal, to continue on is to do both.
Yeah,
look
exactly.
at both. And that's one of the reasons I've brought Eric on is, for consultation, is to kind of give me a racer's point of view. I think we talked about it on one of the podcasts. Is, as a racer, there's a lot that you don't know about the promotion side, and as a promoter, there's a lot that I don't know about racing. So bringing Eric on, we were able to kind of come up with this new layout and kind of reconfigure some stuff.
Did you call him a consultant or an insult?
It's
A bit of both.
Okay, that's what I thought.
It's definitely both.
I just wanted to make
I'm
sure.
just saying, we just hired him, so I mean,
Podcast insultant.
Exactly.
I think your term is searching for the bottom of the fucking barrel.
Oh, hey, watch that bombs over there.
All right.
I
I don't talk about how many rotations I've gone through. I've been in this business, Dirt Rowdy Nation, probably for 4 years, and I probably have had as many co-hosts as much as I change my underwear. Just put it that way.
So don't feel special about it.
So I.
ain't gonna be here for the long term.
Because if you really want to get technical, we were originally a video game page. We were literally camping at Fremont at their fairgrounds, and we were putting helmets on, and we were streaming video games and doing tear-offs and everything. That's how this all started. And then, for some strange reason, I'm like, I'm going to start bothering drivers. I'm going to go and start talking to them, and then it escalated to this, and then I hired this nut over here. So.
It's something we've talked about, Eric, at length, is the future of the sport.
Yeah.
For a while, we were like, man, juniors, who's coming up? Who's
Yeah.
next? Who's next?
Yeah.
Now I think that there's probably 5 juniors that the adults
This
are
is
looking over their
the
shoulder.
most impressive junior class I've seen in forever.
Yeah.
That junior 3 class is 7 to 9 of the best kids I can see coming up.
I agree with your point. Brian Prosser and I talked about this at great length when Larry kind of quit doing the hog barn. It was like, what's going to happen? Like, who's going to be the next generation?
Right. How are they going to get started?
We wanted our, in his case, he wanted his kids to be able to run in Columbus or here, and or in my case, maybe my grandson could come and race at some point that at a track that I did as a kid. So there's a lot of, to me, there's a lot of history and a lot of stigmatism that goes with here in the hog barn.
Agreed.
Well, and I thought that was cool. Like, I got to see your son go out for the first time. And that was the only thing I thought of in the grandstand. It wasn't like, because I've worked with him in the past, you know, we go over to Fremont, we hang out, and hey, you'll message me and, hey, what did you see? What can he do better? And so I found myself not watching him though. I was kind of paying attention to you because, like, how badass of a dad moment was that to see your kid turning some awesome laps at a place you grew up at. Like, but I mean, I would do. I'm not sure I'd say grew up. I mean,
Yeah, right.
because you got your booster seat. But I mean, I would do anything for my kids to race. So I can't imagine how cool that felt. You know, to come almost full circle because your dad felt that way when he raced here and got to watch you race here. You know, so I can't imagine. That's what I watched.
I felt everything you just said until we unloaded.
Until
Then once you're here and unloaded, your hands start sweating.
Yeah.
You know, everything can go, you know, I'm checking
You're
everything.
thinking everything can go wrong.
Yeah, right.
But no, I thought that was I'm glad I got to watch that moment and you're analyzing it. And I was like, that is such a cool moment to see another generation turning his laps at a place that we never thought we were going to come back to.
I mean, so like I can remember my dad's passed away a couple years ago, but I can remember thinking back now. The very first time I ever ran a sprint car at Winchester, the third time in a sprint car, we went to Winchester, not a section. And my dad goes, "Hey, we're gonna go to Winchester on the October Fall Classic thing they got." Oh, okay. You know, we go to Lorraine, make some laps. Like, oh, you want to go? Yeah, okay, let's go. You know, 19 years old.
One of your first racetracks was Winchester.
My third time ever in a sprint car was at Winchester.
Throw them in the deep end, bud. That's how kids learn to swim.
And
It's someone with the sharks right there.
and it was kind of cool. You know, you show up and you have a rookie orientation person, and my rookie orientation person was Dave Steele. So he's like, "Hey, jump in the car with me," and he's like, "You know, what do you got?" I go, "I just got a cast iron block 360." He goes, "Put it right up here by the fence. Just run right up here." And he's driving, and I'm like from me to Sean away from the wall, and I'm like, "Here?" And he goes, "Yeah, just keep your right side." I'm thinking to myself, well, if I crash, I don't have to go very far. But, so, and I mean, I did. I ran my heat race, started outside front row, ran right by the fence, and I won the heat race. And I had Jack Hewitt and Gary Feedwood behind me for 8 laps. And I look back now, and I wish my dad was still around, but I would love to ask him, like, what was going on? Yeah, let's go to Winchester. Let's take my only son to Winchester and go race. Like, were you thinking right? He gave me a hug before I went out.
I just want to see if you were going to make it or break it. You know, I mean, how deep was the pocketbook at that point? You know?
It really wasn't, but I mean, we made it through. So,
To your point, that's funny. I got my start indoors. I started racing indoors. I had a couple races at a backyard track against Cab Henry.
Yep.
And then him and I came in here to the indoor. Like our second or third real race was on the concrete here on Beer Coffers.
At Fort Wayne, I looked at him, and he's watching the sun go around. I'm looking at him, and I can't even watch his sun because I'm nervous.
It's so funny because I kind of feel like I'm his dad of the group, even though I have no investment of his kids. So we went to Fremont and we're messing around, and he's like, "Hey, can you like work with my kids and go out there and show them the line, get them up?"
so basically, a chassis insult.
Yeah. So I'm out there riding around on my little Predator and having a good time, and I'm like, all right, time to rattle these kids up a little bit, I didn't think that they're like 200 pounds and I'm like 500 pounds.
Oh, you had your leather jacket.
No, I'm just that fat. So I was like, all right, well, this kid's turning some pretty good laps. I'm gonna pop him in the corner and see like how he handles himself when we pop him, shove him up the track. Oh my God, I about killed that kid. Like I rolled it in there. I'm like, oh, he's good. So I pull off and he goes, "So what do you think of him?" I was like, "Oh, he's a god. He's good. He's solid.
No
Makes
problems.
Good things." He's like, "Man, I don't know." We go over Fort Wayne, the kid's leading. I'm like, I guess I was right.
On that day, my youngest one, Bentley, or my middle child, Bentley, youngest son, and him were racing, and they took the checkered. Cluck had just passed him. He worked for a few laps of passing clean. Cluck had just passed him. And they threw the checkered, and Cluck went through 1 and 2 and let out of the gas, and Bentley never thought about it. He drilled Cluck so hard. Cluck got in the pits and come running at him like he was just messing with him, like he was going to get after
Oh,
him.
that's funny.
Yeah, great. Clobbering.
0 Fs.
Oh, didn't care. Yeah.
And I think that's cool with karting, like, because we do have some facilities we can go get kids laps.
For sure.
You know, that is one thing that's helped with cars.
Yep.
You know, and I've had that discussion with some people, like, there is, like, okay, the dirt trucks at Fremont, it's a one-track class.
Right.
And they
Don't get me started.
4 laps.
Don't get me started.
they get 14 opportunities a year. So, like, I know that when I first started helping with cars, if you really wanted to see a difference, it's going to take 4, 5, 6 weeks. You know, to really notice how this has truly affected your program with a new person. And now you're sitting here like, ooh, I'm 6 weeks in. That's half the season worrying about if this shot worked or if this gear combo worked. With karts, it's real nice because there are places that you can take your kids and you can go, okay, turn a bunch of laps. Like, get your neck right, get your head right, you know, make good lines, make good choices. And when we get to that point, we might make a change. But until then, no. And that's good for the future. And unfortunately, we've lost a lot of dirt tracks in our area. So this is one of the places that they can go. And now that circling back to this Triple Crown thing, now that we have more races, it gives kids more experience. It gives adults who are new more experience. So that's a good positive thing too.
I think to add to what you're saying too, today's generation of kids with whether it's iRacing or whatever, they are so much farther advanced.
Yeah.
Getting into a go-kart,
Their brains are so fast.
so much faster than it was when we were kids starting out. We didn't know yet. You had Atari or
Maybe a Nintendo.
or something. If you're real lucky, but yeah, I mean, what did you? You didn't have video games that could train you and teach you how to rip off like consistent laps at so many different racetracks.
Yep.
Got anything for questions over there?
Scott Reed said, see you guys tomorrow. And everybody's just tuning in, giving us thumbs up and everything, so we're doing good.
It's almost dinner time yet.
But no, I mean, and I think the one thing that this type of racing struggles with is there is low exposure. You know what I mean? Because people just look at it and they go, karts, you. And like, that's it. You know, like they think rental karts or something.
Yep.
And that's why it's cool that this is coming out.
We were on a kart track in Canada. We get like a family of 6 people that show up to our track on a Thursday, but we want to rent go-karts. No, that's not happening. No, I mean, you're in the wrong joint. That's not happening. It's like they got 5, 6-year-olds hopping out of their van, running around our property. Like, get back in the car. No, sorry.
I'm really sorry we don't have rental carts here.
I've only raced 3 times, and it was actually Corey's kart. I blew his head gasket the first time I did it.
Fantastic.
Watch how you say that. You might want to watch how you word it.
Yeah, especially now.
That happened, then I borrowed another one from my friend Tony Burns. He owns his own race team. I broke the chain off of that one at the Ottawa Lake Bull Ring up in Michigan. And then the only race I ever won was actually in Norwalk, Ohio. I got 2nd place. I should have won it, but they threw the checker flag, and apparently you're allowed to pass on a yellow flag. And apparently you're allowed to pass on a yellow flag, and you can win the race.
The Charles Cup is that. They race back to the caution.
Yeah, that's
Well, they didn't say that in the drivers' meeting, so.
And I did tell what's his name? Justin. I said, well, if there's a crash in turn 1, I'm probably not going to let him race back to caution.
like at some and you know, when he does his series, there's a place for every promoter in all of racing, right? And his is a more backyard mentality, which, man, backyard karting, it took off.
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, it's
It's a
safe.
good place for beginners.
Yeah.
It's a good place for beginners. So, like, what he's doing is fantastic because he's officializing something within it to kind of make that stepping stone to come more professional, like what we're doing. And he's had some ideas like, you know, okay, we're racing back to the yellow. That works well in my backyard, not on a Saturday.
Well, now that I have some pretty good kart racers here, I I want to ask you guys' opinion because we talked about this prior to this event. Being a race director, I had an idea because of so many years of racing indoors. If you're on the outside, you're kind of a sitting duck. So if you notice, we have a restart zone. My theory is, and I don't know how else it's going to go over, I would like the lead cart to set the pace till you get to that point, but the outside cart fires first. If the leader takes off first, that's a jump start. My thought is to keep the guy from getting just absolute freight train. Now, if you're starting on the pole, you're like, oh, why do I got to wait to start the race?
I'll let you know tomorrow.
Hey, change that rule when he starts on the pole and he starts outside pole.
Right, see how that goes.
See what you want for the USA versus Canada.
Right.
I'm with you. Anytime you do something like that, Charlie, I always tell people, make sure you're creating parity, not chaos. Like, you don't want to create chaos.
I want to be consistent with it, and
That's the thing, consistency.
yeah,
You
and
gotta-
I want to keep it to where you don't have guys trying to start the race coming halfway down the back straightaway, because then by the time you get to 3, it turns into a shit show.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, what is your guys' opinion on what I'm going to present tomorrow?
It's worth a shot. I mean, the only thing I'd be worried about is as the pole sitter getting pissed off and just straight lining him. Like, he knows I'm here. He's got to know I'm here. It's a case of. But if they beat you to the corner, they beat you to the corner.
I'll
Okay.
say this, Charlie. That guy takes off. Say the outside guy takes off 3/4 way through the corner, and the inside guy goes. He's beating him anyhow.
Yeah,
Like
just because
within
he's so far out.
under.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. He's got so far to go.
He's got a big, but that was my theory was the pole sitter sets the pace, the outside guy fires first. The pole sitter cannot take off until the outside guy starts to accelerate.
Yeah. Well, as long as you don't have that guy on the outside playing games, because anytime you do that, they pile up into turn one.
Well, and that's what I'm trying to limit is guys playing games with the on and off and brake checking and whatever, because now that guy on the outside goes, well, I'm allowed to fire first.
Right.
I'm allowed to be basically the assistant pole sitter and actually have a shot getting into turn one.
But if it comes to firing the race in turn 4 and I'm starting on the pole, let's say he's second, I'm watching his foot. The second he goes down,
and that's what I expect, because as kart racers, we've all trained ourselves to watch
not
that.
listen and
You watch that guy's foot. I agree 100%, and I don't care, and that's fine as long as I see
probably in
that
the
cart.
front, it would probably even it's up in a track like this. Honestly, the outside you could probably hold your run through the corner.
That's
When you're on the outside, you're going to be able to take such a deeper entry than the guy on the inside.
Right.
Because if you're on the inside, you try going in just as deep as that guy on the other side, you're both.
yeah.
gone.
You're gonna tear stuff up.
Yeah.
I can tell you with how my shit's driving. You only go to want me on the inside.
So basically, you're starting tail. Okay, got it.
Well, so it's
I mean,
well, and that's
Try
just
for
like
heat races.
and that's what my theory was. Try for E races. If it turns into a cluster or a
disaster.
shit show, okay, we'll go back the old school way. But I want to at least try something and have the opportunity to give the guy on the outside a shot at it.
Believe me, I've started outside
A lot.
every
So you're all for
heat
this.
race feature, you name it, I've started.
I'm not sure in the last 6 years I've ever started on the inside lane at a Larry Bow show. Like, there could be 3 carts, I will start second and second. If there's 12 of us, nope, somehow I'll have like a number 1 pill draw, I'll start 4th. I have no clue how it holds
Oh,
up.
they drew a 0. There was negative numbers.
Yeah, there was negative numbers and I somehow missed it.
They know squirrels coming. They're like, hold on, wait a
They're
second.
like, watch this shit. 4th. Like, no, you can't hustle yourself in here. 4th. Oh, you finished last in both races? 4th.
Recently, I raced a race and we had to do a redraw, and they used whatever pills they used. They had raised numbers on them, and you could literally put your hand in the bag and your finger feel the number. And I did yeah, no, that feels like a 2. Yeah.
But I gotta ask you. You say you draw 4, but how does your driver Sean? How does he always get pulled every time at Fremont? Or I'm just saying, how does he always get pulled?
Being a badass. Every time.
Well, I just got one last last question here. So tell us how the event, how the structure's going for tomorrow.
So tomorrow the pit gates open at 8 a.m. Practice is at 10:30, and then racing to follow that. I have a kind of an intermission around 7 o'clock before the features. So.
Okay. And it looks like it's going to be a huge event. Like, do you have like an estimated cart count right now?
I mean, I've been talking to some people, and I'm hearing over 200 carts.
Oh, jeez. So,
Carl's Cup is dollar.
Yeah, that's well,
30 of them out there.
but think about how cool that is. That is a backyard series that you said it earlier, never runs syrup, ever.
No.
And I worked with Justin a little bit on the payout structure. He wanted to pay $2,000 to win, and then like nothing for second. And I said, bud,
There's
I
big
will-
carts in the green.
Oh, yeah, like, second. Somebody is not landing till Dayton. It's not happening. So I talked him into doing a full field payout. And now the way that it works is it's like a race car deal. It's $50 to start with a $30. They're paying you to race it.
Right.
But now that people see that, everybody on his deal is invested. We had 6 of us last year. I bet you we're going to push 30.
Hell, we built a cart for this.
Yeah, you build a cart for this.
Oh, did you really?
Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they build a cart for it. I build a cart for it.
I like my ankles.
That's why we put
I like to watch it. It reminds me of the no-nos when you guys used to run them like that.
Watching them a little bit in hot laps, there's definitely some guys that are a little rough.
There's some guys that
There's going to be, and already talking about, like, if there's
It's going to
contact.
be survival.
Yep.
My opinion is if 2 carts make contact and there's a spin because of it, you both go to
Yeah.
That's going to be my
I would- yeah.
that's gonna be my call tomorrow.
My pick's the young gun, John Ivy.
He's already in bed.
But you know what's cool, like with these indoor events, is he can do whatever he wants.
Right.
You know, it's not like he's under a, not just Justin, Braden. Like this year we're doing 1,000 to win for Clone 360,
Right.
but modeled like King of Concrete. There's no kart races out that have a pit stop. And it's not a live pit stop. It's not
Yeah,
like
just a break.
it's a break, and it's a 40-lap event. You get right, and you'll get to watch everybody. Paging John. But I mean, how cool is that? You can just throw whatever your coolest idea that you think is, and go, let's do it. Let's try it. Same deal with this Carl's Cup. Same deal with your starting deal.
Right.
There's no series that you have to, follow along with, or their rules, or you're a sideshow. Like, this is your show.
Right.
Do what you want.
One of the coolest things, we run our own track at home and we do just stupid ideas. We had one race and we're like, okay, we got a wheel, a 40. The big class Cone 375, you're going to roll out, you're going to set the carts on the ground. Pole sitter's going to spin this wheel. It's got 2 through 6 on it. Whatever it lands on, out of 0, that's how many laps you're doing. So you're either doing 20 laps or you're doing 60, 30. Whatever it lands on, that's what you're doing for laps. Double and 32. That's also invert. If it's a 2, we're inverting 2. If there's a 6, we're inverting 6. Add 2 more zeros on it, that's what you're racing for to win. If it's a 2, it's 2 higher to win. 6 higher to win. We did that one year. One year we're like, fuck it, let's do a 100-lapper.
Rowdy.
We're like, let's do a 100-lapper. So we did a 100-lapper one year, and it's just you get the opportunity to do whatever the hell you want.
I actually ran a 50-lap indoor, 50-lap race here.
No, thank you.
95, 96, and I mean, we weren't going nearly as fast as. I don't think we're even.
Were you guys on the straight or the what the hell are they called? The vintage cart?
No, I had an
No?
offset cart.
Okay.
It was early mid '90s. So
Okay.
I had a Barbarian chassis.
Okay.
It was built up in New York, and I mean we ran 50 laps with opens, no brakes. You still had a 4-mount tank, but I had a
Big old-
6-quart tank. And I mean, I think it went. We had a couple cautions early, and it went like 30-some laps for me. But it's definitely possible.
It popped in my head when he said that. Nate Nussel's another racer
Oh,
that I
yeah.
raced with here as a kid. I have pictures at home of him and I racing together as a kid.
He's a 410 driver now too. So he's. But you guys talk about how many laps you've done. You've heard about the Colossal, They did the 40 lap backyard stuff, and I'll tell you what, that turned into. Love the Colossal racetrack. It's gonna make you a driver. But I'm gonna tell you right now, some of those guys get a little angry after lap 20, and they want people off the track. And I just put it this way: I won't say what driver, but we had a intermission, and a driver got out and punched a kid in the back of the head because he wanted him out of this race. I was officiating and I was commentating. I come running. I'm like, you can't hit that. I'm like, he's sitting there yelling. I'm like, you realize he's under 18? Oh. Get out of here. I'm like,
the very first year we raced here, I was on the outside of a guy in a heat race, and I got stuffed in the fence. And he and I both, like, the kid just come off the corner, and we both ended up in the fence. And I was so fucking pissed.
It shifted to that.
Well, 'cause I got 2 beers in me now. and I looked at this kid and I said, are you fucking stupid? And I literally did the palm to the
This was
right
2019,
hand.
wasn't it?
Huh?
It was 2019, wasn't it? Or 2018. It was 2018 when you did this.
Yeah, and then
I was so happy because you were kicking my ass all day.
Disqualified Charlie, one of my people that I've always looked up to. Stuff, so I had to go and say, Charlie, I have to disqualify you for that event.
And my first thought as a kart racer was, am I disqualified or is it the cart? So I was saying, I'm getting my start back. Somebody else in it.
Does anyone remember Felicity, the track in Cincinnati? Yeah, I raced there with Paul Weaver once. Paul raced an open, and someone with a dirt bike helmet spun him out on a restart or something. And like they hit the wall, he reached over and snapped that dude's goggles right out.
I mean, it is a very physical sport. I mean, on and off the track. So.
Well, and that's what I think it's mostly physical though, because I was watching some videos from here back in the day, and this track drove so much different than anything that does now. And I was actually talking to Charlie about it. Back in the day, you didn't worry about like cut speed. You didn't worry about certain things that we have to worry about now, because back in the day, you had this guy building an engine, this guy building an engine, and this guy that you thought was good might be 2 horse off. And it turned into like a drag race type thing. Now everybody's got pretty much the same. So for me to find an edge, you kind of got to put stuff where you shouldn't, right? I mean, I forget I think it was King of Concrete. They had like 20 of them, and I think the top 15 were separated within a tenth and a half.
Right.
Like, I think it's like 0.17 seconds is an eyeball. So you're talking the whole field is decided in a literal blink of an eye. So you have to put yourself in situations. But I also see this place racing so much different because good luck pulling 20 laps the same.
Right, yeah.
And so you can see someone 3/4 of the straightaway out. They screw up twice, everybody's back there.
Right.
So that's what's really neat with how karting is. But it also is why it gets a little bit rough, tumble, because you're having to make speed.
And to go to that point, like I was always taught early on, you need to be at least 3/10 faster than the guy ahead of you to pass pretty clean.
Yeah.
If if the whole field is separated by a tenth and a half, there's not going to be much clear pass.
That's right. There's a lot of riding.
Somebody literally has to make a mistake.
Even being rough, you can't be rough anymore because like the second he gets rough on him, someone's in third waiting to pass him.
That's
right.
because it breaks your momentum. So
So like,
Can't be really trading paint too much.
No.
I mean, I've seen that in the backyard series too. Just even the smallest little tenth of a second, you can either screw up the whole field or you're just going to lose your position at the same time. And
There's so often we've been racing, and it's like the first year at the Lindbacher, we were racing back and forth for 3 laps. And the only reason why I won that race is because third place caught us when you were on the outside, and you got shuffled to the back. Like, if it would have been a half lap earlier when I was on the outside and third place caught us, you would have been gone.
racing
Like,
circumstance.
it's just, yeah.
Some circumstance.
In just Columbus a couple weeks ago, like, you were leading, but I was like right on your bumper,
Yeah.
and all you did is just one
A little
quick
bobble.
bobble, and you picked up your left side, and I just jumped
Yep.
because I was this far from
Yep.
your bumper. And it's that little bit of struggle. I just really tried to
go so fast.
Braden, I wanted to say thanks to you for bringing back the 40 lapper. A bring out the best in them. When they're tired, like you run a 25, 30 lap race, they're wore out. Yeah. So you give them a break and give them new
Try
life.
something new and make it entertaining for you guys and the fans too. As we talked about, it's an event. We're trying to give the fans something to see.
When you're riding second and you're tired, caution comes out with 3 laps to go, you're right back into it. But you, right before that caution, you might have been 3/10 off.
Right.
But that caution gives you a breather, and you got 3 laps, and you're like, you know you got the speed to match that guy. And you're right back into it because you got breather.
I think the fun thing, like, and it's not just, the 360 race, it's also, like, with the Carl's Cup as well. This is starting to bring differences to the program. Not, okay, well, like I said earlier, there's 21 classes. As a spectator, you don't know, like, you guys run 2 classes. I don't know the difference between 330, 360.
Right.
Like, why is this guy out on the track 10 more times than this guy? So now this gives that little bit of element to the fan as well, not just the racer, but for the fan to go, oh, this is the hype.
Right.
Oh, this is the cool thing.
This is what's
The
different.
360s, why are they going out single cart? Oh, it's because they're going to qualify.
Right.
They want to see, we're qualifying on
Okay.
360s.
You didn't realize that?
No.
You better work
Yeah.
on your tire.
He mentioned it to me months ago. I didn't know that was actually happening.
This is why the show is here to help you guys expose some things. We're gonna expose.
There's qualifying. Like, to me, I've always loved qualifying.
I do too.
Like, I like it, but I don't like it when it's qualify and either you're in the top 20 or you go home.
Right.
Because I came to race. So I think the
Should
best...
be best of both worlds. Qualify a little bit of race to get you into the show.
Absolutely. So, like, this will allow people to be like, well, I understand that format. Because a lot of people don't understand a two-heat format.
Right.
Go-karting is the only thing that does it.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So...
Try a dirt sprint car format to qualify one year.
Yep, and that'll give something of to the fan, and not even the fan, like even the people that are buying pit passes that are working on a junior 3, they're going to come in and be like, oh, this is legit. Like, this is cool. Same thing with the Carl's Cup. It's 30 laps. Well, why are they running so long? And that's,
Some of those guys' brakes might not be that. There was already red brakes in the lap session.
Brought up the Carl's Cup. He said he built one for it. That's kind of the goal here. That happens with racing.
Exactly.
And like our guys go that way. Some of their guys build stuff to come race with us. Like, we hope everybody sees both sides and takes it.
We built the cart because we had everything there, and I looked at Spencer and like, I'm not driving this because I am not running 90 laps a week. You're driving this Carl's Cup ride, and I'm like, we're gonna be way underpowered. We don't got a built motor. We don't run built motors. We run stock clones. We run whatever, but we got animals sitting on a shelf, so we build that on it. Like, the only thing that's gonna keep us in this race is our knowledge of running concrete versus the Carl's Cup guys.
Nitro, I got some nitro with me.
not you. Not you. Wow, the cheating Charlie really did it.
You sit down indoors behind somebody and your eyes would start burning. You're like, oh my God.
Dirt Rowdy Nation is gonna be Syrup Rowdy Nos now.
One year in Columbus, we built a stock and period clones. Like when they first started the stock and period clones, and there was no fuel. My dad was an ex-drag race guy, so nitromethane was right up his alley. And we put this stock block clone on probably like 20% nitro. It was just enough that it would fire it. The stock condition would. It made it through the first heat race, and it literally separated the jug from the and when it did, the flames that came out of it looked like a nitro funny car. I was like, whoa, that's hot.
Don't let him bullshit anybody. That was his junior 3 ride.
Well, that's all we really got for tonight. But I want to thank you guys for being on the show tonight, guys.
I want to thank everybody for coming and joining the show as well. So thank you.
Thanks for having us.
And best of luck to all you guys tomorrow. But I'm going to put out there, too, for Dirt Rowdy Nation, guys. So if you guys want to take pictures and stuff tomorrow and send videos, go ahead and do it because we will feature you guys on our page. We'll give shout-outs to you guys and so spotlight you guys. They give you guys some free publicity and stuff. So if you guys take pictures, videos, whatever, send them to us. Free, no charge, no nothing, just some spotlight for you guys. That's going to help out with obviously future for the Triple Crown. We want to, we'll help out as much as we can for that. We like to travel, but fortunately our tech guy, watching a comedy show or something tonight, or?
I don't know. He had every excuse under the book.
No. See,
Come on.
that was the thing. Our tech guy, he got a vacation day, and so then I'm like, okay, well, thanks.
I get PTO time?
We'll discuss your
That's
contract.
in your contract.
We'll discuss your contract time. But want to thank you guys for being on here. Is there any sponsors or shout outs you want to give or so?
Yeah, I mean, we got lots of sponsors this year for the Triple Crown. Rush Recovery, Performance Manufacturing, Tri-State Sprints, Rogers Tire and Repair, Leaf Racewear, Burris, a lot of other great sponsors, Gumby Guards, all kind of help with the Triple Crown. So got a lot of great sponsors this year. So
That's actually Gumby from Fremont.
Oh, that is.
Yeah.
Oh.
The go-karters are extremely appreciative too of all the sponsors that help out.
yeah,
Thanks.
thank you guys. Some go-karters have helped out too. So.
I got to give a shout out to all our sponsors to keep this show going. First and foremost, Chaloup's Bar and Grill in Fremont. If you guys are ever out that way, definitely check out their food menu, their summer shows also. They always have shows going on their patio. Recommend on Tuesday, get their tacos. Taco Tuesday is probably the best. I tell you what, if you've ever had their Mexican pizza or their chicken quesadilla, you'll always go back on a Tuesday. So, so if you're in Fremont, check out Chaloup's Bar and Grill. Second, also Bobby Kart Racing for their contribute here to us. Jimmy Buckets in Fremont also too with Jimmy Leeser. Also Kent's Transmissions, also stationed out around the Fremont area. Injector Experts, and then also to Tim's Bar and Grill. He's our winter spot there. If you guys are ever out and about there, try the Tim Burger. I tell you what, you'll fall in love with it. It's he's got steak hoagies there. He's got tacos, chicken wings. So if you're ever hungry and you're in Fremont, check out Tim's Bar and Grill. And then also Dockside Barbershop in Port Clinton with Jackson Sabito. You need a fresh new cut? Hey, check out Jackson Sabito. But that's all we got for tonight, guys. Thank you guys for being on the show, and best of luck tomorrow. Send some videos, if even fans, send some videos to DRN, and we will definitely spotlight anything of this. And I hope you guys have a good show tomorrow, and what you guys do. And appreciate you guys keeping this indoor racing going on. And we will see you guys next week with some more of the pit stop. You guys have a good night.
All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll talk to you in a little bit. All right.